constitution ya bada right babu wannan a rabu kawai wallahi rabuwan kasa ne shine alheri ga musulunci ga musulmai wallahi tallahi shine.
I'm seeing on my screen, it is showing the part of this country that is highly dependent on value-added tax derivation. Why is this so important that some regions that contribute less and more? It is because of that tax formation, right? A tax formation that has been created and has been made to be skewed to favor only the North. You will see on that my screen that Northeast contributes a meager sum of 20 billion. The whole of Northeast, this is about 6 to 7 states, contributing about 20 billion, and in return they are being given at least nothing less than 170 billion. That is not even times 2, it is not even times 5, that is almost times 9 of what they contribute. Almost times 9 of what they contribute. You contribute 20 billion, you are earning 170 billion because you have a nation that has been formed whereby those that are working like an ant are feeding like an elephant, and those that are working like an elephant are feeding like ants. This is why the man Nnamdi Kanu has been unjustly incarcerated for nothing less than 5 years. I'm going to talk about Nnamdi Kanu, but let me talk about this sheer injustice, this sheer inequality of the VAT sharing formula. Why will a state be created or a nation be in a formation whereby me, who is the lion contributor or the lion shareholder, when it is the turn for me to enjoy the dividends of my work, I am told that it is because simply I have decided not to give birth to more people. I mean, it doesn't make sense. As a rich man, the value that you bring to the economy or to the community that you find yourself should be the value of the money or whatever returns that you earn. It shouldn't be a situation whereby if I don't give birth or because I have 2 children, hence I cannot earn above this amount. Even if I earn more, they will take from me and they will go and give it to those people in the North. This is not socialism. This is just pure scam. This is not a situation whereby you want every region to grow at their own pace. If they really want to ensure that the North grows, why is there no policy that would guarantee that the North, if you will get this amount of money for a period of time, if you do not increase your own share of the VAT that you contribute, then your value that you earn from the federal post will reduce? Why is there nothing like that? Why is there no formation whereby it is according to what I bring that I earn? Why should I have oil and gas? Why should I have all forms of mineral resources, cocoa, rubber, all these things that I have? Why should you now be telling me that it is all in the name of one Nigeria? When some people begin to say that they are disciples, supporters of Nnamdi Kanu, that the term one Nigeria is synonymous to scam. The term one Nigeria is synonymous to scam. And the only offense Nnamdi Kanu has is because Nnamdi Kanu refused to acknowledge and to accept that the word one Nigeria is not a scam. That is the only offense of Nnamdi Kanu. If tomorrow Nnamdi Kanu begins to believe that, okay, fine, if I work as an Igbo man in the southeast, or if I relocate my business to Lagos, to Southwest, or whatever, and whatever I earn, in that my hard work, they should take 60% of my hard work to those people in the North because they are deprived. I beg, if they are deprived in making money, why are they also not deprived in making more babies? That is my question. At least person will not get money in pretty close about the rise now. I mean, not be so. Now, in a situation whereby you do not have money, but you have babies. In fact, the government will arrange what we call Aulendore. They have what we call organized marriage for their people. This is a region whereby they will intentionally ask the youth, as long as provided you are 16, 17, 18, they will tell you, come, if you know you are interested in getting married, they will line them up and then ensure that the males pick the ones that they like, and then they write them, they sign them into a contract. They don't want to know if they love themselves or not. Then they give them they call it what do they call it? They call it probably like a startup, or should I say a kickoff fund to start a family. They give them 100,000 with a bird. I mean, this is the issue. This is the scam that we have find as a nation. I mean, that statistics keeps blowing my mind. That how can we, for what, I don't know, should we continue in such a situation wherein we in the South, we will be contributing in billions, in hundreds of billions, but in return we are getting half of what we contributed. But those that are bringing 10 billion, 30 billion, they are getting times 7, times 8, times 9, in some places times 10, because there is a formula that is called they call it equalization formula, they call it the national sharing formula, they call it the federal character. Oh God, God. Now let me talk to the issue of Nnamdi Kanu. Why Nnamdi Kanu is still being held is because the Nigerian government, which is under the captivity of the Fulani oligarchs, is because they know that the voice of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu continues to expose their fallacies, their lies, their hypocrisy. Today in court, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu challenged them. He told them that Nigeria, according to Section 5, has said it in our constitution that whatever that she is a signatory to, whatever treaty, is binding on the country. That why is Nigeria still holding him despite being a treaty, to that fact that according to the United Nations, a group of people can decide to call for secession. That what he has done at international stage is not an offense. And by the virtue that Nigeria is a part of the United Nations Charter, yes, they must begin to respect. But you see, Nigeria at the global stage has been seen as a country that has no regard for rule of law. Nigeria as a nation has been seen, noted as a country that does not respect human rights. You see all manner of disgrace here and there against the Nigerian people. The last time they told us that the Nigerian army are not allowed in Canada, that they have to be sent back, that we requested for just few people. I think the Canadian embassy gave just access to about 10, and then the Nigerian government or the Nigerian army who wanted to go for that award, they took about 50. Abba, why would you just, that flagrant abuse of rule, whereby we do not have regard for, so everybody, Nigeria thinks that that other countries will be like Nigeria that have no regard for rules, right? They think that Nigeria will be like a country that has no regard. That time we saw a new Rubadu coming to the national TV, just ranting that to hell with Canada, with such a word. I just looked and I laughed at, look at this one. Now for our country, if they make all this kind of nonsense talk where they talk, you made a mistake, you made a mess. Instead of you to apologize and let us have a robust relationship with the Canadian foreign affairs, you came out here trying to be braggadocious, it's a pity that the Nigeria as a state, one, has no regard for rule of law. Two, it continues to hold Nnamdi Kanu unjustly, even when this man has done everything to prove to himself that, listen, I am innocent. It got to a point that Nigeria government is now bringing witnesses that their faces are being covered. We don't know the color of we don't know the nature, we don't know if they are robots. Nobody knows anything about these witnesses. Why should we have a masked witness? In a situation whereby you said you want to be a country that has regard for rule of law, and then your witness is masked, the witness, sometimes they will ask them question, he will be saying he cannot remember the details of information. The question is, why wouldn't you just allow this man go? It is clear that it's simple, because this man has simply rejected that news, that toga, that Nigeria is one. He said that Nigeria is not one, that one Nigeria that is being parroted is nothing but a scam. And he, as an Igbo man, and indeed a leader of the Biafran struggle, will never kowtow to such a deceit. And this is the reason why Nnamdi Kanu is being what? Being incarcerated. Because as you can see in the vice sharing formula, you will know that what we have in Nigeria is just a scam whereby there's some part of the region, most especially the southeast, are being cheated. Look, when you talk about examination, you are expected as a southeasterner to score 350,000 if you want to study medicine. But as a northerner, all you need to do is score 200. How bad? How can you have such a country? And you think some people will just rise up and just accept it? Are you telling me that the Igbos are way smarter than the North? Is that what? If that is the case, then they should allow the Igbos to be the one ruling us. It's as simple as that. Because if you look at the catchment area, the cutoff marks, the Igbos, Abia, Imo, they have cutoff marks, higher cutoff marks. If that is the case, then we should allow the Igbos to take over the politics. Because if you can set such a higher standard because you believe that they have higher IQ grade, then we should allow them to handle the most critical aspect of our society, which is the economic, which is the politics. But of course, we know that they're not that they are not wise, but they are cunning, they are deceitful, and they are just nothing but a scam. There's a serious tension looming between Tinubu and the Fulanis hegemonies. Just yesterday, an imam cleric came out and said that Nigeria should divide or they will declare war. His reasons are the Southerners, who are majorly Christians, are corrupting their Sharia law state, that they want a full Sharia state and they want to leave the country called Nigeria, that Tinubu should just do that.
Wata shegiya Ngozi ko Dabora da za ta zo ta bi tsirara suke rabin mamanta a waje ta bata tarbiyyar ƴaƴanmu ta bata ba shegin da ta yi haka da sunan constitution ya bada right babu wannan a rabu kawai wallahi rabuwar kasar shine alheri ga musulunci ga musulmai wallahi tallahi shine.
Islamic clerics, I think they have gone nuts. You know why I'm being mild is because I don't want to shout. If you shout and shout all the time and the people you are shouting at are not correcting themselves, mistakes they have been, making for years. It means you are shouting in vain, wasting your time and energy. You know what I mean? Why must we imbibe or follow Sharia law? We can never practice Sharia law because Nigeria has never been declared as an Islamic state. We have Islamic states in Northern Africa. We have Islamic states in some Asian regions, not even all Asia. You have Islamic Republic of Pakistan, you have Arab Republic of Egypt, and so on and so forth. Then you have Islamic states of Afghanistan. So why should we be, worrying or dying over Sharia laws in a Nigeria that is a secular state whereby you have Christians in their large number, and our constitution has never been, made that kind of provision for Islamic rules or laws gazetted in it or on it. So what I'm trying to say is that you have these Fulani hegemonies and they are mad about Islam. They want to Islamize the whole country and the process is going on gradually, which is why you have a president that is a Muslim and a deputy or vice president that is a Muslim as well. Christians are just been asleep, leaving God, the creator of heaven and earth, God of Israel, to fight for them. That's why Nigerian state has gone up to that level to allow a president that is a Muslim, a vice president that is a Muslim, thereby sidelining their Christian counterparts. The government of the day turns their back on the Christians, or let's say Christianity, because of the mildness of the Nigerian Christians. Look at what those uneducated, archaic Islamic clerics are vomiting from their insides to actually indicate that they are going to war because Sharia law has not been at least allowed to circulate or encroach on Nigerian, political or religious platform. See, let me tell you, there's a level at which any man could go insane or mad before he is caught and chained with shackles, chain and handcuff. See, those clerics, I think this time around should be arrested and tried the normal law. The normal law, the normal judiciary system, the normal constitution review in Nigeria should at least be in place now or active to get all of them. I mean, those cleric cults. We are a secular state. We are a presidential state. We are a federal setup. We are not running an Islamic state of Nigeria here in this part of the world. It's a country that enjoys what? Polytheism. Monotheism. Polytheism is a state whereby you have traditional worshippers, you have Christians, you have Muslims. Everybody is free to worship anything he likes. As for me and my family, I worship the Lord, the God of Israel. There are some families that worship traditional gods, I mean their ancestral gods. There are some that worship Allah and Muhammad. It is allowed in this part of the world. And nobody should just impose his own God on us, on anybody.
This
I don't agree with those clerics. I think they have gone north and they should be brought to book.
He even further went ahead and said that anywhere a northern Muslim is killed, any southern Christian life is not guaranteed, because it is according to their books for them to retaliate the death of any Muslim in the world. And secondly, just recently, the United States of America has declared a war on Muslim extremists.
In the USA. Yeah, because they perpetrated various terrorist acts in New Orleans. I think there was a terrorism or terrorist attack in New Orleans whereby I think there was a blast and many United States citizens were injured or killed. Someone else at least drove a truck into a crowd, I think, in the USA. Yeah, it should be in the USA. Yeah. And he was got caught, he was shot because he resisted by using gun to at least fight the security agents, and you can see how United States works. He was at least shot dead. See, let me tell you, it's not going to happen in Nigeria, because in Nigeria here, we don't kill Muslims in the south. We align with them, we cooperate with them. They worship the God they said is their God. We embrace our Almighty Father, the creator of heaven and earth, the God of Jacob, the God of Elijah and David, and we worship him. We allow our Muslim counterparts here to worship whosoever they want to worship. Then our brothers again that embrace paganism, they worship their gods. I don't know what I understand. We are not aggressive as Christians in southern Nigeria. We are friendly and amiable to other, religious, let me say, worshippers. So there's nothing any imam, any cleric like maybe Alpha, can do this time around to bring chaotic situation in southern Nigeria by accusation that we are disaliving, killing Muslims in the southern Nigeria is a lie. I could remember actually vividly what happened from 2015 to 2023. We had Deborah Samuel. Yeah, that is his name. We had this, a Muslim anyway, being lynched, killed by his Muslim brothers at the FCT. That is for them. Then Deborah Samuel was a girl, a Christian. My daughter, could be my sister. She was lynched by extremists, Muslims in Sokoto State today. No justice has been done. You see, Christians being disalived, demised and killed on daily basis in the northern Nigeria, Abuja, Sokoto, Kaduna, Kanu. They were being killed in the past in their large numbers, and presently, as I'm talking to you, they are disaliving them, killing them, eliminating them gradually by the Muslim Islamic extremists in the north, and nobody is saying anything about it. This time around, an insinuation, a forecast. Let me just use the word forecast. Is it? Because they are suggesting. They are suggesting no Muslim has been killed so far, but they are allaying fears that Muslim might be killed. No substantiated evidence so far has been, at least, evolved that warranted that kind of accusation. They are just suggesting. I don't know what I understand. Could be, will be, may be, But our own, from our Christianity, part, we actually had many of us that were killed in the past during Buhari regime in their large number. The vice president, Pastor Yemi Ochibanjo, could not do anything. The so-called Muhammad Buhari could not do anything. The so-called